So Lorenzo Castorre Jr. left the white of Real Madrid to sign for Paris Saint-Germain, the French giants, the French kings. And it was now time for his Ligue 1 debut and his Parc des Princes debut, his first home game for his new club, and of course the fans and the ultras were super excited to see Lorenzo Castorre Jr. wearing their colors. He had already scored in his debut in the Trophée des Champions, which is like the French Super Cup. And now he just wanted to do the same with his Parc des Princes debut. It was a pretty fun game and Castorre was through in the first half. But his shot was saved and blocked by the keeper. He was gonna have to wait a little bit longer to get his first Ligue 1 goal. His shot is saved by the keeper and deflected onto the post or the crossbar, I'm not sure. There was a golden opportunity, a really crucial moment where he could have gotten his goal. But before the end of the first half, he got fouled right outside the box. And Castorre shot the free kick low. He got played through on goal. And Castorre gets his first goal at the Parc des Princes, his second for PSG and his first one at home in front of the crowd. And he pulls out one of his most iconic celebrations. And that was it for the first half, but the real action will begin in the second one. Castorre got played through on goal. He had a lot of space, but a difficult angle. However, he was taken down right outside the box. And of course, that is a straight red card for the opponent. I think it was an unnecessary tackle because I don't think Castorre had the angle. And now Castorre had a clear shot at goal from a free kick position. And he went and put it at the very bottom corner where the keeper could have never reached, and he gets his second goal in his first home game, his first game at Ligue 1. It was a bit of a deflection, so he got kind of lucky, but it's a golazo nonetheless. Bottom corner, keeper could have never reached, and Castorre just a fantastic debut in this new competition, in this new league. He could have made it a hat-trick later, but he didn't time his run properly and was called offside. However, right before the game ended, Castorre got behind the defense, set up a cross, and it gave Gonzalo Ramos his first of the season and PSG's third of the match. The PSG fans in awe at this new equipazo, at this new super team they have with Castorre as the protagonist. A huge 3-0 win to kick off the season in the best way possible with 2 goals from Castorre. We're not first yet because some teams won 4-1 or something, but it doesn't matter, it's a perfect start for his PSG career. However, something strange that happened the next week is that the UEFA Best Player Award, which I thought was going to be given to Castorre, was given to Haaland. Castorre did not win it. I really thought he had it in the bag, and I'm surprised Haaland won it. Yes, he won the Premier League, but the only time they faced each other last season, Castorre definitely got the better of Haaland. We won 6-0 at the Etihad and 7-2 on aggregate. We knocked them out and we won the Champions League. So I don't really get it, but it doesn't matter. It's just an award. Castorre only cares about the Ballon d'Or. After a fantastic start with his new club, winning his first 2 matches, Lorenzo Castorre would see PSG hit a little bit of a slump. Against Brest, we really weren't impressive at all. The game was slow and just not efficient. It looked like we would get away with only a scrappy 0-0 draw. But Lorenzo Castorre scored the winner at the death. A crazy and very lucky deflection. But it doesn't matter, Castorre gets the winner and PSG steal all 3 points. After an unconvincing win against Brest, it was time for PSG and Lorenzo Castorre Jr. to begin their new Champions League journey together. Castorre has won the previous 2 editions with Real Madrid and now wants to prove that he can also do it at a different club. We got drawn in a simple group with Portuguese team Famalicão, Belgian club Lille and the Basques from Spain Athletic Club. PSG are obviously the clear favourites, and we wanted to get off to the best possible start by winning the first game in Portugal. It was a very frustrating match. We didn't play well at all. And it was actually Family Assau who took the lead, and deservedly so. The atmosphere in the stadium was super tense, and both the PSG players and Lorenzo Castorre didn't feel comfortable at all. And evidently that showed in their performance, because Family Assau grabbed a second goal in the second half. A super pathetic display from the Parisians, and a very disappointing match from the three-time Ballon d'Or winner, who couldn't do enough to lift PSG and wasted many valuable opportunities. 2-0 the final result, and PSG start their UCL campaign with a loss. And even though this can be turned around easily, it is not at all what we want. After two bad games and a heavy defeat, it was time for PSG to lift themselves up and pick up some form. Against Dunkirk, Castorre showed a lot of initiative. He was hungry for goals, but couldn't find the back of the net. The ones who did find the back of the net, however, were Dunkirk, who took the lead against us and put us under massive pressure. Our fans were whistling us. They weren't happy at all with our latest performances, and rightly so, but Castorre wasn't going to accept this. He knows how much the club has paid for him, and so he took the team on his back, and right before the break, a golazo from outside the box to tie the result. A crucial goal for us. And Castorre didn't slow down in the second half. He exploded across the right wing, carrying the ball and linking up with his teammates to enter the kitchen and deliver a cross. And there's the comeback, 2-1. But no, for some strange reason, the referee disallowed the goal. I don't understand how or why. It was an amazing run from Castorre and an amazing assist, but it doesn't count. Castorre kept trying and pushing the rest of the game, but it wasn't enough. It was another match without a victory for PSG. However, despite the very disappointing result, PSG fans were very pleased with Castorre because of the spark he initiated in the team in the second half. The Ballon d'Or winner is showing his winning mentality at his new club, and now we just have to win. Lorenzo Castorre and PSG would finally give the fans the reaction they wanted. Castorre scored a golazo against Nice after not making the defender with a weak foot corner. And set up Gonzalo Ramos for the second. PSG took the top spot in the league, just as it was time for our Champions League debut at the Parc des Princes. After a very disappointing defeat in Portugal, it was time for the Parisians to show their best level yet in Castorre's favorite competition. And it didn't take long at all for us to do just that. Castorre slotted in the first after a mistake by the defender with less than 3 minutes gone, and later stole the ball and charged his way into the box as he was abruptly taken down, but the referee didn't point at the spot in what I thought was a very clear penalty. However, that didn't matter too much because in the second half, Castorre scored another beautiful curler from outside the box and doubled our lead. Another fantastic finish by the best player in the world. And that was enough to seal our first Champions League win of the season. We got off to a poor start, but we are picking up form. If we are able to maintain this level, we will get very far in this competition.